Folks, we are back. Not just me. I'm back from London, but we.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw. I did a Babbel sponsorship. No, we're not sponsored on the podcast.
I did.
So I'm
I
learning.
did see
I'm
that.
learning
I was like,
French
let's
now.
go
I'm
away.
learning French now, bro. So we are back. Episode 12 of the breakdown. If you're listening, which I have to be honest, I've been slacking on the audio version of the podcast. You're gonna get that this week. 3 episodes because I'm delayed a little bit, but hit that rating and review on the Apple and Spotify. If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure you hit that sub button, that like button. Road to 20K. Well, listen, a lot of stuff went down, and we got time for it tonight. Let's talk about the week that was in YouTube boxing. Let's start it off with what happened in the KSI Alex Wassabi fight. That's no longer, but give me your thoughts on how you saw this thing happen, because I was on a fucking plane when it happened. Tell me your initial thoughts. What happened here? It seems like Alex had a concussion. You hate to see it, huh?
Yeah, well, it was like a day in advance that we didn't know. So, like, they put it out there as a rumor, either a broken hand or a concussion. So I was like, oh, no. But then it was like, oh, it's still on, right? It was like a whole day of like, no. And then all of a sudden it dropped that It was concussion was the main thing. And then he obviously acknowledged that. Alex did.
Yeah.
He said that it was a concussion. So it's tricky, right? You know,
tough.
Obviously, I mean, the concussion, I'm assuming it's a doctor's note. So I'm assuming he might have been having headaches. He might have felt dizzy, right?
Yeah.
So he might have had all the symptoms. And then it's like, okay, maybe he had to stop sparring, right? Whatever it is. Then you get checked. Now you see it's a concussion. You're close to fight night. That's the thing. It's, you know, there's one thing getting concussed on the night, right? But if you get concussed, then you're going into a fight. That's where it becomes dangerous. Because obviously, you know, you might get concussed in the fight, but that's where it becomes dangerous, when you already have a head injury and then you go in. And it's not like a broken hand or something like that, man. The brain is totally different.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were, and I shouldn't say a lot of people, I saw some people discounting the fact that Alex may be even hurt because we haven't seen a doctor's note. Like, I don't think Alex has to be like, haha, like, here's my doctor's note, everyone. I don't think he has to do that. But also, it's not necessarily the fact that he's got a concussion and that he can heal from that concussion in 2 weeks and be ready to fight. That's not, you know, you don't usually want to do that because, one, like you said, you lose out on that time in sparring. You lose out on 3 weeks in camp because you can't just not spar. People don't realize when we had football concussions, you can't run. You can't do a lot. You can't lift. You can't really exasperate the body at all. So, you know, he misses out on that time. But also, like you're talking about, when you start dealing with the brain and being hit, if you do come back too quickly, even just to run or try to get a cardio workout and you start to get that dizzy feeling and you're out of breath and you're not fully healed, it's going to relapse. Like, especially in a boxing match, it's going to happen. And that's when you pile up, you know, so.
Yeah, I do think the fact that he's fighting KSI does play a part, right? Because you know that KSI, you're probably going to get hit, right? You know that the danger is there. So if you are fighting, I don't know, but like, I'm like putting myself in my shoes. Like, if I'm fighting someone that I know that has power, it's like, okay, there's maybe more real concern than if it's like a warm up fight. Like, for example, if the roles were flipped, would KSI had been like, no, bro, I'll just be healed and I'll do it. You know, does he drop out? I don't know the extent of Alex's thing.
Right.
But I'm not using that against him. But I think that does play a part in it, right? If you know you're in more danger, the opponent, you can't mess with that, dude. Because, you know, you do not want to go into a boxing match with just being concussed recently.
No, and for the people saying, you know, Jake paid him to pull out and Alex was afraid. We saw the little sparring footage that Alex put out. He showed me that about 3 weeks ago when I went to interview him, and my eyes went,
okay, yeah.
Hold on a second now.
Yeah, me too. I was like,
okay,
Alex.
And it's fluid, and yes, you know, granted, he gets caught a little bit with the right hand, but he takes it well, comes back. There was no shying away. There was no, you know, trying to circle out and restart. He was just firing right back, you know. So, you know,
which is what you want to see.
Exactly, because that's a simulation for you know, obviously what KSI was going to do. Obviously, I think KSI would have followed up a bit more there, but still, that's what you wanted to see. So no, there was no Alex didn't want this. There was no he was scared. There was no Jake paid him to come step out. Personally, I think those conspiracy theories are just exactly that, conspiracy. But no, I think Alex. Now, I will say one thing. Alex said, you know, we're already lining up our next fight. I don't think he meant that in a way that's like, oh, like I'm about to fight soon, but people took that to mean, why is he talking about the next fight if he's out of this one? I've heard rumors, I can't confirm this, but that Alex is going to possibly be fighting on Creator Clash 2. So that's
I saw something about that potential Idubbz.
Yeah, and I reached out to Ian. I haven't heard from him. Actually, my phone's been wonky, so he might not have gotten it, but I'm going to reach out and see if that is the case, if that's something they're working on with him, because we'll be there. You know what I'm saying? Me and you will be there. We'll figure it out. So if that is the case, though, like real
Facts.
Quickly, I like that fight, to be honest. I love that fight.
That's a great fight.
Both
Great
of them
matchup.
natural. They can come back down to that natural weight, like 168-ish. You know what I mean? That's a great fight.
Yep.
Give me 6 rounds of that with those two. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, listen, unfortunate for Alex, but fortunate for your favorite artist, you told me. I didn't know that you were so varied in your
He said my
discography. I didn't know this, but you said, hey, listen, my multi-time plastic recording artist Swarmz is fighting KSI. Famously, by the way, the hit song Houdini. I don't know if you got that one on the playlist, but what do you think of this fight? Is KSI going to pull the Houdiniac and just like I said in the interview, make him disappear? What's happening here, man?
I saw that. I don't know. I was a little, obviously, like everyone else, like, really Swarmz, right? Because there was no context behind it. So, we had no context with their beef, or even that he was like, because he's not in the scene at all. Because we were talking like Temper, Austin, right? So to see Swarmz, it was real. But then I saw some sparring footage of him. I was like, okay.
Swarmz has sparring footage out?
I thought I saw there was a clip out there, a short clip of him doing some sparring. So
ooh, I gotta check. I haven't seen it.
But it didn't look new either.
If it's not new, then I don't know if it is true, because from what I have heard from some people, he didn't box before at all, and I think he's even admitted to such.
Okay, so what I saw was fake.
It could be. I don't want to say whether it was or not because I haven't seen anything. And again, I'm pretty sure in his own words, he said he hadn't boxed before.
Bro,
but
this is like me at like 3 a.m. about to fall asleep. Like, yo, Swarmz is sparring. I got sparring footage. I got to text Wade.
But it could be.
I already saw it.
I know. Wade's probably already got the breakdown ready. No, it could be, but I didn't see that one. And if he is, then that's great because we do want to see a competitive fight, obviously. And I think that was. And I told JJ this, and I said it on my video. I think that, and by the way, JJ said this in his video. He didn't want this fight. Like, he didn't want to be in this position.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
He's
one
saving
wanted
the
that.
card. He's saving the card.
And that's the big point that I don't think I illustrated well enough in my video, is that this card matters more than pulling everything because Alex unfortunately had to not be able to fight. So yes, Swarmz is underwhelming to say the least, or
just being like fighting Jake right away or Austin.
And yeah, we're going to talk about that in a second. It would have made no sense, and Austin, while it would have made sense for the Austin fight, it was never going to happen as quickly as they wanted it to, because Austin was going to hold the event hostage. He was absolutely going to do that. If they contracted him, he would have been like, well, these contracts, listen, I write a lot of them myself for fighters and never honor them, so why the fuck would I do it for yours? Pay me another $1 million or $5 million. Like, that was going to happen. But yeah, for Swarmz, listen, I have nothing against the guy. I tell my little jokes and stuff, but I hope for whatever, they're paying him or whatever, that he's actually taking it seriously, that this is something that he goes in and, listen, the opportunity is there. Obviously, a very small one, and one that's probably
he's
not
shorter,
likely.
Right? I think he's shorter than JJ.
Someone said he was 5'8", 200 pounds, and I don't know.
He does look. I saw a picture of them side by side. If you want to try to find one, he looks shorter. That's if he's the fact that he's shorter. If he's 200 pounds and he's not jacked, that's not good. Bro, you have to be built like Leon.
Can we talk about the night pick that they had on the poster? Can we talk about that? What was
bro? Listen, you know the reason
have been
I can't
hilarious.
I can't hate because. The reason I don't hate because I'm like, hey, listen, that this all means I'm still having my fight. So
listen,
you, JJ.
I'm not hating on it. It's just the fact that they had to go get your ass up out of bed, stand in a fighting stance. Didn't tell him to take the shirt off. Didn't oil him up or give him some kind of like. Some people were putting the nightcap on him with like a warm glass of milk in his hand.
Bro.
I love it, man. Swarmz, if you're out there, if you're watching, man, we make jokes, but we are glad you saved the card. Like, we can't say anything else, but you did save this card. But as this is all happening, by the way, like I said, I land, we'll talk about my trip in a second. I had just this camera and 2 batteries that were both on like 40% with my. Thank God I thought to bring my lav mic, but I'm like, okay, I got to record this video. Alex out, Swarmz in. Cool, this is the title. And then the Jake Pauler himself started going off on Twitter, boys. I mean, listen, I told, like I said in my video, the biggest dub that Jake could have taken in this entire thing, he took. He came for KSI, and he made some great points, and he did so in a way that KSI had backed himself into a corner and allowed him to do. But then KSI drops the bomb. After all the back and forth, after Jake says, I'll come fight you now, you're scared to fight me, you're scared to this, KSI says, Wimbley Stadium, 2023, winner take all. If everything goes to plan here, if everybody gets their wins, this is the end game, my friend. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about what your thoughts were when you saw that.
It's about time, right? This is what we've been waiting for. So to hear him actually say it and then saying that the contract's going to be signed or we're talking about making it official, that fight's going to be very tough for JJ. I think JJ, but he's smart. He's aware, of the levels right now because hasn't been as active.
Yeah.
So his plan is sound.
The pressure that Jake and their team put on KSI was also, like, I have to admit, it's a good move. Opportunity, even though they did kind of dance on Alex's grave a bit, which I thought was a little, Yeah, the pressure they put on him, that made it happen, right? It made KSI take notice and be like, okay, fine. Like, let's do it. I'm sick of this. I'm scared of you thing. Because I've said this too. I don't think KSI's scared of him. He's just not ready. And he knows it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because we've talked about it on this before, but Jake wasn't ready for KSI when this thing first started. So, if we're going to go that route, we got to talk about it. Well, and when this thing first started and you were called out, you weren't ready. And I don't blame Jake for not being ready because he had no experience and KSI did.
Yeah, it was literally between Jake and KSI. Logan was like, what? Why are you throwing me in the mix? That's how it started.
You can't come back and be like, oh, someone's scared. Well, that was you 3 years ago. So, it's a double-edged sword. But yeah, let's talk about KSI looking good. I would say.
Yeah, you tell me. You tell me. You were there with him, man.
I was there in person. I did my thing. So I gotta admit, man. I'm doing a full breakdown on it on the channel, but I can say this.
Okay.
The first thing was just meeting him, right? So I show up at an undisclosed location, ladies and gentlemen. First off, I get on the train, the tube, as they say in the UK, right? So let's detail the trip here. I'm only out there, by the way, to interview KSI. That was it. Paid my way to go out there. DAZN said, we not paying. I said, doesn't matter, going anyway. Get the ticket, go out there. I didn't know where to stay in London, so people are going to laugh at me. Well, maybe not. Shout out to Clapham, by the way, if you live in Clapham. I stayed in Clapham, South London, brother.
Okay.
I'm gangster with it now. Apparently, I got street cred now. That's what the people were saying on Twitter. I stayed in the hood. That's what they were saying.
You were in the hood. I'm dead.
To be honest, it looked a lot like Brooklyn, like New York. It had the brownstones. It had the subway system. It had people walking everywhere. Yeah. It looked a lot like Brooklyn. And back to your question, how did KSI look? We did the interview at first. He was, by the way, I said this on Twitter. He was so generous with his time. Immediately greeted me. Immediately was like, bro, like off camera and even on camera, but off camera, he's like, I really, really have become a big fan of. He didn't say my content. He said my work ethic. And dude, it made me so proud. Not because KSI is saying a nice thing, but just that like someone that does it, understands it, and the work that goes into it. Saw it. You know what I mean? And I was like, man. That's crazy that he has the time to even like recognize what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
You've told me this before, dude. That like how he's just a genuine guy, and I was like, maybe because you helped him out in camp. No, dude, 100%, he's a genuine dude, and he'll talk to you, and super down to earth. And we did the interview, and I thought the interview went well. The DAZN guys like the interview too, so maybe what I'm saying, you might see Wade on some DAZN US. Just saying. We'll see. But then, yes, the open workout started, and man, I said this to him, and I was supposed to go meet Vidal, and I was like, 30 minutes late because I was just watching KSI in his workout and just like, just trapped in the moment,
Yeah.
And I said the biggest thing I saw, and I don't know if the cameras captured as much, and I'm going to talk about it in my video, was balance. His balance was way better. Way better. And it was fluid. He wasn't as stiff. Things weren't as forced. And again, he wasn't really fighting, right? He was moving around. He was slipping punches. He was simulating forward pressure and some other things as well. But it was the balance in which that he did some of the things he did. And I'm not going to give up his game plan or anything, but some of the stuff he was doing, it was just better balance. It was under control. There wasn't a lot of, let me just loop out a shot. And even on the heavy bag, there were, there were some things that I saw. I was like, but for the most part, under control, tight shots, doing what he needs to do. And the guy, he can crack. We've known this, but he can fucking crack.
Yeah.
He hits hard.
Yeah, he's always been explosive, always been powerful, but like that fluidity and the smoothness of the transition from new move to move, right? And I saw when he was he was dodging the noodles and doing things, and he looked a little bit more fluid. So I was like, I want to hear about how he looks in person.
I was gonna say it looked like he wasn't thinking about it, and that was the big thing I took away. It looked like he was just in there doing stuff that came, I don't want to say naturally, but now comes more naturally than it did, and that's what I was impressed with. It wasn't like, oh, I'm impressed with him, slamming left hooks into the heavy bag, although that was impressive, and it does look like he likes that lead hook a lot now. It looks like one of his favorite shots he throws now. But I did see, like I said, a guy that looked more comfortable, and that's what I'm excited about, because it shows not only is he getting reps of, one-on-one coaching, whatever, but he's getting reps and just moving, right? And it's so hard to replicate that stuff unless you're sparring a lot, and we know he is from the fucking cracked nose and shit. Yeah. I'm just excited because it looked like a guy that's been doing what he said he's been doing, taking this seriously and been putting everything into it, man.
I can't wait to see him. It's been so long since he's competed, and we've only seen I've sparred him, so I get to see a different version of him because I'm similar size to him. So we've only seen him against somebody that's so much bigger. So we get this like totally different version of him, with him just going crazy and just be an absolute maniac in there, and so I'm looking forward to seeing him just box.
Another thing, did you see? I mean, one, he's shredded right now. Did you see the picture that him and I took together, and that I looked like I was a fat lard of an old soccer dad? What the hell was that angle on that picture, bro?
I know you got.
I'm blaming the angle. There's no way that I am that out of shape. There's no way, bro.
I hate that. Sometimes we take a picture, I'm like, damn, it's just the lighting in the picture sometimes.
Bro, but he looked like $1 million bucks.
Training?
I was like, what the fuck?
Bro, shredded.
I was like, come on, son. Someone added 4 necks to him to make him as tall as me.
I saw that.
And then someone took away my neck. I was Ed from 90 Day Fiance, bro. Nah, it was good to see him, man. He was in his element too, because and another thing I noticed, and this is something that I don't think a lot of people get an appreciation of. They just see KSI the superstar. They don't really see like what goes on behind the scenes. And this goes for Jake, Logan, and really anybody at that level, but just the amount of things that he's juggling at once, right? Like he would go in and do his open workout, then they would stop him. He has to take pictures. Literally, they had the lighting set up. Then he takes his pictures over to jump rope. While he's doing jump rope, he's answering questions from the media. While he's done with his jump rope, then he's on the heavy bag. In between the heavy bag sets, he's answering questions for Misfits boxing. Like, it was just, I can't even focus on a video and no one else is in the room, dude, let alone doing all this at once. So he's a beast, man. He's an absolute monster. And we're not just, what I'm saying, like, tooting his horn or anything like that, but it's just, it's really cool to see a guy in his element and just operating at that level, honestly. Like, I get inspired by stuff like that.
No, I was like, I want to make a TikTok of when we first did I think it was our first podcast in person, and we had our whatever, and it was like, do we think that KSI is gonna is he gonna take the fight with Alex, because is he gonna drop the weight? And I was like, listen, if there's someone that's gonna do it, it's gonna be JJ. I'm like, bro, if he wants to do it, and he's like, nah, I forget this guy, I'm gonna do it. And here he is under the weight, 175-ish or something like that.
He was 178 before a run, and I think after his runs, he's getting down to 175, 170.
Shredded.
So after the interview, I go to Vidal and the Real and Wills guys. I'll save that because I'm going to give, those guys, let them talk about it. We'll talk about what we talked about on their show after, but we got into some things. I had your back. Let's just say that. I had your back.
Yeah, no. Well, that's going to be a video right after that, reacting to that, bro.
There you go. There you go. But no, it was good, man. It was good stuff. They got a new studio over there. You guys will see that when it comes out, but me and Vidal and his boy Ninja, his cousin Ninja, we hung out afterward. We went and got food. It was great times, man. It was really great times. What I noticed about Vidal and really everybody else in London, these motherfuckers drive like they're in Fast and Furious. I swear to God. It's different over there. And they're doing it like it's nothing,
I'll never
by the way.
rent a car. I'll never drive. I can't deal with it. How do you deal with being on the
different
opposite
lane,
side?
the different side of the car? So this is the big thing that got me. Vidal was whipping like he was in Tokyo Drift when he made a right turn. And you know, for us, a right turn just goes, okay, boom, right shoulder, turn. But they have to go around the median barrier, just like we would for a left. They have to go around the lane, and he's woo, woo, woo. I'm like, and the lanes are tiny. He was making a joke. He said the lanes were wider in America than everybody in the South. I was like, I kind of take offense to that, but you're actually right.
I'm dead. Bro, I'm every time I go to UK, I'm like, I'm so scared to be. I can't even look out the windshield because the highway, everything trips me out, man. I almost got hit by cars like 4 times.
Twice that almost happened to me. Twice because you're supposed to look the wrong way. Yeah, exactly.
And I don't even realize that. I don't even realize that I naturally look that way. It's just like out of habit. I'm like, oh, is someone coming? I step out. Oh, you know?
I know. Thank God the road actually tells you what way to look. That's actually a decent thing because I would have to look down. It says look right, and I'm like, cool, because I would look left 100%. Like it's different, like, oh. But it was a great time, man. It was a super fun time. I would like to, guys like Kenny, Deji, anybody else that's out there. I can't remember. I was supposed to go on a podcast when we're out there at Fight Week. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but some people were asking me to. But anybody, when we're out there at Fight Week that wants to come and chop it up on the breakdown, abso-fucking-lutely, mate, because we're going to be in the same, I'm assuming, hotel. Everybody that can, come and say hi, man. We're gonna try to see as many people, fans, people that support the podcast, everyone. We want to come see you. So give you boys a holler. But we are not coming in as replacements. We are on from the jump. But speaking of replacements, once again, we have one, and it's for your boy Temper's fight. I got to admit, I kind of like this fight more. FaZe Temper versus Slim. Or as Keemstar said on Twitter, because he accidentally leaked it, a slim man. What do we think about this fight, man?
I love it, obviously, for Tommy. I think it's tough for Slim because it's obviously on short notice. I do know it's 2 weeks, but he was just about to fight.
He was about to train, or he was about to fight. He was in training camp.
I think it's obviously not the most ideal thing for Slim, but I think it's like, here's the opportunity, so it's a big opportunity for him, so he's taking it. But like ideal for him, like competitive-wise. Obviously.
You'd want the camp to be tailored around Temper. You'd want it to be, focused on him. But listen, opportunity knocks. You got to answer, man.
Slim has not, like him and Adam, they haven't competed on this community stage yet.
No.
It's always been on some other platform. So the fact that they get to compete on this stage, I mean, they were talking about competing from when Logan Paul, KSI won.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were names in the mix, right? More so Adam, but still, like Slim was like right there after. So and then I think Temper was originally supposed to fight Slim instead of Kenny
on Showstar.
Kenny was like a fill-in. Like Kenny was like a secondary guy. It was I believe because it was supposed to be Slim, but the Slim and Temper thing didn't go through. But that originally was supposed to be those guys. So this is a fight is supposed to happen.
This is a legitimizer for Slim, right? Not because his fights have been illegitimate, right? I'm not saying that, but this is a legitimate fight for him because, one, Tommy's dangerous. Two, it's on a card that people will see as legitimate. Whether social knockout was or wasn't doesn't really matter now because this is a legitimate card for him, and this could be, like you said, a massive opportunity for him to get in front of not only more eyes, but to show this skill that he's been saying and to be fair, in my opinion, showing to a degree that he has. But it's going to be a nice little battle. And the fact that Tommy's a southpaw is going to be interesting, too, for Slim to see and vice versa. But, man, I can't predict the fights. I won't be predicting any of them. But, obviously, you're going Tommy, I'm assuming?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Have to. How do you think this thing goes a distance, or you think Tommy gets him out of there?
How many rounds is it? 4?
I would assume. I think if I can't confirm it, but I think that it was originally slated for 4, so I would assume they keep it there.
I think Tommy finishes him.
You think Tommy gets it done, huh?
Yeah, I think that's something that he wants to do. I think him personally, that's something probably that he wants. I haven't told. This is not coming from him,
right?
But just knowing him, I think he didn't get the finish. I think he thought he could have, and I think that he wants to show that he has power.
Yeah.
But I think that's something that he would love to be able to have is a finish. It'd be sick.
I think the biggest, one of the things I'm most excited about is some of the return guys on the card, like even you, like in Kenny as well, I want to see in that time frame from then to now what the level has progressed to. And that's like the breakdown mind in me, because obviously, you know, everyone wants to ride for their guy, win or lose, whatever. Like you're a Kenny fan, you're a Sensei, you're a Temper, KSI.
Of course.
They're going to want their fights like that. I just want to see the levels, bro. I can't wait to see the levels. Like, say you go out there and have the war that you want with Kenny, that would fucking just put my respect for Kenny, boom, because I want to see that level of progression from here to there, right?
Interesting part for me is, like, as someone in the same position as you who likes to see where these influencers are, but for me, it's like I know where I'm at. So if Ken, like you said, if Kenny is improved a lot, that's just a testament to him to where he's at. Not necessarily like, oh, I've gotten worse, because I know exactly where I'm at as a competitor, as a fighter, and where point. I fit in as a boxer. You know, come fight night, if Kenny's does well, it's because he's just gone levels. You know what I'm saying?
But again, we have to run back another, I wouldn't even say replacement, but just like a light switch that gets flipped off and then flipped on again. The Austin Mcbrom and Gibb fight is back on, ladies and gentlemen. September 10th, exactly 1 month from the recording of this video. Gibb passed his medicals. Thank God. Your thoughts, man? What do you think here?
I'm excited to see it back. It's a little weird. I don't think, did we get any closure on what happened with him?
Apparently, it was just he needed a brain scan. Leon said that. There were so many stories. I remember Leon
saw
saying
something
that
with Leon talking about him being lazy, going to the wrong place.
Gibb went to the wrong place, and they didn't evaluate fighters, so that if he did have a prior injury or if he had something that looked like a little bit of, you know, wear and tear, which this sounds terrible to say for someone's brain, but, you know, just maybe a prior concussion or something that they could have seen that maybe was misdiagnosed as new at this other place. Long story short, he's on, man. September 10th. The card's back on. Another thing that's confusing is I don't really know if the card is back on. Like, do they retain the same guys? Is our boy Le'Veon going to be on, or what are we doing? Are you going to have to put the AP pick back up just to summon
all
him?
I know is Swaggy P's coming, because they just
Swaggy P is coming to fight, son.
And, bro, he looked huge in there.
I was going to say, you know what was the most impressive thing? It wasn't like he was a high-level guy, but he is big, and those shots are long, son. He could touch you from – he could lean back on the rope and freaking Mr. Fantastic touch you from across the ring, dude.
And you know the thing I noticed, too, what's interesting with Swaggy P is that, like, okay, when Lamar Odom fought, right? This might be a bad comparison, but, like – he's a big guy, 6'9", 6'10", but like the arms had there was no pop to anything. And if you're that big and you can learn how to throw, you don't need to be fast, but if you can learn to throw a heavy shot, bro, that's a big dude.
This is why everyone should be afraid if any NBA players start to learn how to fight, everyone should be afraid. Everyone.
Bro, all they need to do is learn how to throw a heavy
one shot. Because if you don't believe that LeBron James, if he understood boxing and understood kickboxing, that everyone would be fucked, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if LeBron James, Zion Williamson understood wrestling or some sort of grappling, judo even, and kickboxing? Everyone would be fucked, bro.
Bro, Zion doing judo? Bro, stop, dude.
Dwight Howard being able to reach you and collar tie you before you even get to range, and then says, hip toss.
Because it's weird.
On your head.
You see the guys, you're like, wow, you're like Francis Ngannou, you're like huge. That man is the size of Dwayne Wade.
I'm telling you, I had the perfect story when I went to NBA Summer League in 2018. I used to work for the Summer League. They invited Francis, the Pelicans did, as a guest. Zion's rookie year. Right, so this is the year where he was going to be in Summer League.
Yes.
Francis, you know, I met with him. I was like, this is a massive human being, 6'4", 250. He walks out of the tunnel onto the court just to say hi to everyone. Zion walks behind him and looked like his older brother or maybe even his father. And Zion was 18 years old, 6'9", 275 or 6'10", 275. I'm telling you, if they ever learn to fight, hide. But this has been a wild week, man. Yeah, the trip to London was great. I had Nando's. I had Nando's chicken.
Hey, yeah, the food. What do you think?
I'm a Southern guy, man. You got to really step up to the plate and hit a home run to impress me. And I'm not going to say it was bad. I wasn't that
impressed.
Because it wasn't bad. Oh, you said you weren't impressed either? You've had it and you weren't impressed?
Yeah, no, I was like, okay, guys.
It's chicken, you know. It's like, okay, it's chicken.
It's hard when you come to America, bro. We got a lot of different types of chicken in the U.S. So when you want to come at us with chicken, bro, even our fast food, I'm like, it's hard to compete.
No, you can't. You cannot compete with the fat, and that's not like a good thing. That's the reason our obesity rate is ridiculous in the South. Like,
bro, I got a place up the street called Chicken Connection, bro. They make some crack chicken.
You know what? The thing that I will say pissed me off a little bit, and it shouldn't have, but it was the American in me that pissed me off. I ordered chips, right? I didn't get to get fish and chips, so I didn't get to get the full experience. I ordered chips. I knew they were fries. I was like, cool, I'm going to get some fries. They send the fries out, and immediately my sodium levels were depleted. Where's the salt, bro? Where's the salt on the fries in the UK? Where is the fucking salt?
Was the portion small? Because I only noticed
small portion on the. You know what? I got the half chicken soup because I anticipated it being not as big as American proportions because again we overstuff ourselves. So I anticipated. Yeah. So I got the half chicken, smashed it. You know what I'm saying? But the fries came in a cup. I was very upset by that.
Yeah, bro. Did I ever tell you when I stayed at the Simon house with JJ, bro? And I ordered like dinner, like a delivery, and I'm like, bro, what is this Lunchable that you just gave me for dinner, bro? Bro, like literally, it was like this tiny container, tiny little bowl, and it was like rice, and I'm like, bro, I'm not 8 years old, bro. Like, this is not a kid's meal, bro. They sent me a kid's meal. Then I'm like, they're dying all the time, the guys who were there, and I'm like, okay, looks like I'm ordering 2 more, bro, because I'm like,
you need it, bro.
The dude's coming right back. Then the next day we go to the grocery store. I felt like I was in like freaking Whoville from freaking The Grinch. The ceilings are low. I can see over. I'm not that tall. I don't understand what's going on here. Bro, I'm like, where are the gallons of almond milk? Bro, they had straight up quarts. They only had a quarts, but not even half gallon. They don't have half gallons, dog. They were quarts. So I'm doing this. The carts look like, when I say Whoville, bro, like it was like everything was mini. So I'm in the aisle, like I'm really about to be that guy. I pull like 6 quarts off of almond milk. Bro, the cereal was like small boxes. I'm like, okay, 4 things of cereal,
size
bro.
Kellogg's.
Bro,
you just take an arm and just sweep shit off the shelf.
I'm pulling like 3 of everything. I get back to the crib. JJ's like, and they're like, oh my God, like, you're so American. I got like 4 things of almond milk. I said, bro, this almond milk's gonna be done in like 2 servings. This is like 2 servings of almond milk. I don't understand. What is going on here, bro?
Built different. I'm telling you, we get too used to it, but that's just our serving size is like you go to like even if you go to like fast food, it's ridiculous here. You go to Popeyes and get a large meal, they send you the 32-ounce bathtub, son. They're like, hold this thermos, you know, like out there you ain't getting that.
Bro, and then no breakfast, bro. What's going on?
No,
what's going on with
what do we do? I couldn't find a breakfast burrito to save my life, dude. I go to McDonald's.
I was like, all right, guys, what do we do for breakfast? Like, what do you mean? It's in the cupboard or something. I was like, bro, no, I want to go out to breakfast.
We going out. Where's the waffles? Where's the hash browns? Nothing.
They said they have like a bakeries or something like that.
I know, yeah. They got like.
Bro, I want an omelet.
We're gonna get fucking shit on by the UK. We don't. By the way, we are again. The obesity rate in America is the reason that we are the way we are. It's not because like you guys, you walk around in London, people are fit, like they're in shape, like they're healthy. They're healthy people. They have to walk around. They're doing a thing, but we're just accustomed, especially in the South and even in the Northeast, we're accustomed to having massive portions. So when we get out there and the stomach's growling 4 times a day,
especially breakfast.
Oh, breakfast, yeah, bro. I was gonna say I went to McDonald's. Obviously, the terminology is different, right? I was like, can I get 2 sausage biscuits and a chicken biscuit? The lady looked at me like I had turds falling out of my mouth. I was like, can I get 2? She was like, she even said she was biscuits because the biscuits was something else. And I was like, I mean the McGriddle or whatever. I was like, whatever the sausage comes between, that one.
They have no trucks out there. How weird is that?
Say it again.
They don't have any trucks.
No trucks. I didn't really see any police cars either. I didn't see a lot of policemen at all, and I think it's because they do a lot of it on cameras. I think that's what Vidal was telling me. Yeah. They do a lot of it like automated. Like you get a speeding ticket, it's a camera, and they send the shit in the mail ASAP.
Yeah, the guys told me that. They said also a part of it was when they come here, but talking about the food, that like they want to go to IHOP. Like that's the thing.
Oh, okay. In my spot though, 100% for like breakfast food. No matter what time of day. It's only in the South though. There's a couple in the West. There might be in the Northeast. I'm not sure. Waffle House, bro. You can't fuck.
We
with
don't have
Waffle
those
House.
up here.
Oh,
Yeah, Waffle House is crack.
It's
You
crazy.
can't. They don't have them up here. I've been to one, but yeah, that's really good.
You got to go. Like I know there's the All-Star, menu, whatever. I know people want to get there. No, dude. Next time you go to Waffle House, you get the triple hash browns. You get that shit diced. You get it. Trust me. I'm speaking terminology. Just say what I say. Diced, chunked, capped, double smothered, double covered, son. Say that when you go to Waffle House and thank me later. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, and also in America, bro, there are the breakfast places that are like mom and pops, dude.
Smash. Smash.
There's
If there's
nothing
not,
better
if there's
than-
not,
ooh, you see a little
at
diner
least-
or a little spot,
yes.
little cafe,
If there's
breakfast
not-
cafe.
if there's not dust on the floor, if there's not at least one dead cockroach in the corner, if the people working there are not smoking while they're making your food, there's something wrong, and you're not.
Bro, try to find a seat at a breakfast place on Sunday after church. Impossible, dude. Just packed. Food so good.
You might as well not pull up to the Cracker Barrel. Unless you're going to the gift shop and sitting in the rocking chairs, you might as well not pull up. There it is. Episode number 12 of The Breakdown. He is Face Sensei. I'm your boy, Wade Plim. Guys, if you're listening to this in audio form, make sure you leave us a rating and review on Spotify, on iTunes. I know I've been slacking, but now I'm getting back and I'm cracking skulls. And here on the YouTube, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button. We are on the road to 20K. We got to do it before Reelin' Wills for just the respect of it. Make sure you are here next week. More news coming. Hopefully some guests on the way, but if not, we will definitely have some in the UK. Didn't even mean to make that rhyme, but we're out on a dime. It's The Breakdown. We'll see you next time.
Oos.